And welcome back to Out and About, everyone. RJ, along with Mean Gene from Pro Wrestling, the guru of pro wrestling. What did you think, Boundary Waters? You like that stuff? You got a hook in your arm there, number one. Get the hook out of your arm, will you?
The kicker. That's not going to happen easily either, so forget about it.
So what did you think?
Well, it just looks like it might be a little too aggressive, a little too ambitious.
Well,
for the likes of me.
All the rowing, you mean?
Yeah, I like kind of a motorized layout, you know.
Yeah, but you, look, take for instance this. This is your old paddle that you had as a kid. When you used to...
Yeah, when I was in the scouting program for 8 consecutive years, I went up in the Boundary Waters and also into southern Ontario, as I mentioned, and we did it all in canoes. There was no outboard motors, no big fancy boats.
So what you're saying is now you know better. You use a motor, huh?
Now I know better. It's a little easier this way. And this is tough.
Well, listen, part 2 of the Boundary Waters is all set. You know, we got to have some of Joe Huss's blueberry pancakes.
And we might even spice that up a little bit with one of my concoctions.
Yeah, a Gino burger.
Yeah, of course. I'd like to see it.
Let's take a look. It's day 3 of our trip to the BWCAW, a place the late Charles Kuralt referred to when he said, "On the map, it appears to be the end of the road. But for people who love the wilderness, beauty, and solitude, it's the center of the world." Yes, Charles, it is all true, and to top it off, fishing's not half bad either, especially around the rapids. Why, the biggest northern pike to ever be caught in Minnesota came right here from these waters. 45 pounds, 12 ounces back in 1929, right here on Basswood Lake. So when photographer Donnie Kushel hooked into a huge northern, I just had to grab his camera and let you see for yourself. We'll return shortly to see if Donnie can get his hands on that monster northern. Meanwhile, our unfamous Dave Stoltenberg, is doing his best to become another famous Dave. He caught a nice smallie on a homemade red Fatso Fritzy fish stick.
Yeah, he hit it once and then I missed him and he hit it a second time right near the rapids.
He was really dancing around.
Yeah, nice fish.
Yeah, 19 inches, Dave. Nice fish. Wow.
Yeah, there he goes.
Meanwhile, Donnie is still having problems with his northern. Oh no, not again. Oh, and son Brad and I discovered that if your arms get weary after casting all day, you can resort to slip bobber fishing with leeches. And smallmouth love them.
Nice fish.
You know, I haven't bobber fished like this with a slip bobber in a long, long time.
What do you think?
Well, I kind of like it.
Really?
I kind of like it, yeah.
It's a nice, relaxing mid-afternoon style of fishing.
It is. It's, you know, you don't only cast so long and your arm gets a little sore.
Yeah. How about a leech? Did he take your leech? The fishing's been great. We've been up on the top of the river here. We've fished with slip bobbers, Lindy rigs, spinner baits, spoons, everything, and I don't think anybody was disappointed. We all caught fish today.
Yes, and even Donnie managed to catch that elusive northern pike. Nice going, Donnie.
Nice fish, RJ. This is worth the trip right here alone.
You are the man.
Look at that nice northern pike.
I love being a photographer. I hope this is in focus for you.
Me too.
What a hoot. We just tooled around the rapids, caught fish from the canoes, even caught them from shore. All while enjoying the prettiest scenery on the planet. Matter of fact, folklore in these parts has it that this is the spot where they filmed those famous Hamm's beer commercials back in the 1950s. Maybe they're right. In any event, the beauty of the Boundary is everywhere. You see what I mean about the beautiful Boundary Waters? At any time of the day, you could also run into our nation's majestic bald eagle. Meanwhile, the fun and games end for a spell. I was told there's a great secret fishing hole a ways down the river, but it requires portage. Now, the act of transporting canoes from one navigable water to the next can get a bit tedious at times. How many rods is this one?
This is 80 rods.
Oh, how long is that? 3/4 of a mile?
About a half mile.
For the record, a rod is about the length of a canoe, 16.5 feet to be exact. And so we are nearing the secret fishing hole when suddenly,
Wait a minute. They've got our spots.
drats, aced out by 3 kids who told us they rode their bikes up here from Winthrop, Minnesota. A likely story. Well, there's always plan B for bass, and that meant fish the area once again from the canoes. And you know what? It wasn't all that bad.
Whoo! Now that's what it's all about.
And so it went on what seemed to be a normal day in the Boundary Waters. Before you knew it, we were back in camp. Time for stories around the old campfire and plenty of fish to eat. Which brings us to another reminder for you.
Well, trying to keep the sugary foods and other personal foods away from the animals. You want to keep the animals out of camp if you can. And by getting this off the ground, you can do that. You can get them away from camp.
And you just simply hoist it up there, right?
Right, yeah, you just put them in the bag here. I try and do this every night, keep them out of camp. And just hook it up to the carabiner here. And we'll just pull it up in the tree and just hang it overnight. Keep it away from the tree and get it up high enough so the bears can't swat at it. Works out
Simple
pretty
as
well.
that, huh?
You bet. Here we go. Yeah, we just pull it up like this, RJ, and tie it off and leave it there overnight.
Well, I'll be.
It all makes enjoying your food a lot better knowing it'll be there when you need it. In case you're wondering, the Boundary Waters are managed by the USDA Forest Service. You'll need a permit obtained by mail or email at bwcaw.org. Oh, by the way, I'm not sure when we're coming home. Most of the guys are out looking for a pot of gold right now. It's over there somewhere. As for me, well, I'll write you when I find some time. Stay with us. Syrup for Joe Huss's blueberry pancakes. We'll make some sticky stuff next on Out and About.